So hello guys, this is Atul from Be Practical Tech Solution. Today we have come up with another interesting string-based problem. Now let's check that and find out the solution. So here in this problem, you can see that we have a list of words followed by the two words. The task is to find the minimum distance between the given two words in the list of words. Fine. So let's say this is the one array of a string. Here we have a different string objects, and now we have the two words, word 1 and word 2. So we have to find out the minimum distance between these two words. Okay. So minimum distance is nothing but the difference between the index value. What can be the possible minimum distance between the two given words will be there. And there is a possibility that these words can be repeated also. Let's say, for example, here, then after quick only, if we have the fox, the minimum distance is going to be the position is 2. Let's say, for example, here, if I have right now, based on this input, the distance is going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 minus 0, that is 3 is the minimum distance. What if I am going to have the fox here? One more time, the fox is here. So, but now this fox, oops. So this word is present at the index position of 2 only. So the minimum distance becomes 2 only, right? 0, 1, and 2. So this becomes 4, 3, and 4. So which is minimum, 2 or 4? Obviously 2, right? So like that only we have to write the code. So let's try to understand by writing the code. So first, let me create one function as a public static void, and let's say minimum distance. Okay, and here I'm going to pass this string array. Let's write the name as the words itself. Then the first string word, word 1, and then the second string word, that is word 2. Fine. Now here, what we can do is, let's do one thing here. Let me create two variables here. First as an index, having giving as a value as a -1. Again, I'm going to have a second index, which is going to get the index of the second word. It's also going to be, let's say, -1. Okay. Now here, let's iterate over the for loop. Using the for loop, let's iterate over the string of string array. So here int I equals to 0, I less than words dot length, words dot length, then I plus plus. So here what I have to do, I have to check that if the words of I, if dot equals with the word 1. If that is equals to 1, then what I can do is I will just update the value of index to the value of I. Similarly, if the words of I dot equals word 2, if it is equal, then in that case, what we can do is I will update the second index also. Second index equals to the value of I. Now, here, before getting the minimum distance, one more condition I'm going to check that, because you can see this, I have the -1. Let's say, for example, the second word is not present. So I have to make sure that the index position should be greater than or equals to 0. So here I'm going to put this, if index is greater than equals to 0. Okay, when, and because I want both the values needs to be greater than or equals to 0. So second index is greater than equals to 0. In this case only, I have to find out the minimum distance. So let's say minimum distance, we are going to use a mathematical predefined function. So math dot min, and here we have to pass the two arguments. So first I'm going to pass the same minimum distance And the second one, I am going to pass it like math dot absolute. Let's write as a second index because always it is going to be greater or equals to the first index minus index. So always I'm going to get the positive values also only. The distance needs to be positive only, right? So here, otherwise we can make this one because we are already using the absolute function. So anyway, we are going to get the positive value itself. One more thing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to initialize this variable. Let's say int minimum distance is going to be integer dot max value. Okay. So now it is going to find out whichever the minimum values will be there from this variable, and after subtracting from second index minus first index, whichever is the minimum, that value is going to be assigned to the minimum distance. So now what we can do is like, let's just try to print the value of minimum distance. Here, minimum distance needs to be equals to min df. Yes. So let's see, let's run this code based on the given input. So minimum distance, words and what one. So right now it should print me 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 0, that is the minimum distance is going to be 3. So let's run it. So it is printing the minimum distance as a 3. What if, let's check that. Here I will going to put fox here also. Now the minimum distance needs to be 2, right? So save it. We are getting the value 2. So this is how we can find out the closest distance between the given words from the string. So I hope you guys, you got the concept, understand the concept. See you in another day. Thank you.